Okay, so I'm doing a part 2 because I accidentally hit the stop button. Whatever. We're just MacGyvering it up. This is unedited, unscripted, real deal. Gina Virginia Casella here. So my name is Gina Virginia Casella, and you can like and subscribe to my YouTube, Gina Virginia Casella, and I'd love for you to join my Facebook group, Present Moment Alchemy. So this is part 2 of the cream of corn soup. So I just went outside quickly and I grabbed a pepper. It was tempting to take the rest of them, but I think one is enough. So I'm just going to cut it and see where the spice is at, because the spice has increased just within the last few days. Okay, so I cut off a piece. The seeds are hot. There's 2 seeds in here. And it looks like the rest of the seeds kind of start about here. I will cut this open, but first I wanted just to give it a test. I'm like kind of afraid because last time it was super spicy. And this one doesn't seem spicy at all. So, okay. What I'm going to do is cut up all of it. And now I'm getting to the part with the seeds. I'm just going to toss it right in here. I haven't turned this on yet. Oops, I meant to chop this up a bit more. I'm just getting excited. How about you? Do you get like that when you're cooking? This one has a lot of seeds. And it's spicy, but not like the other ones from yesterday. So I wonder, I wonder why some and not others, just like people, like why some and not other. I shouldn't say people, but folks, if you will. In the last few cooking with Gina's, I've just been tossing the seeds because they've been so hot. But these ones I'm going to actually put in here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop up my celery and my onion. So I'll be right back. All right, so I'm going to bring you closer to me. Still getting used to this camera. Okay. So I didn't get to my onion yet, but I was thinking, you know what? I'm thinking about that bean dip that I want to make, hummus dip. I don't know kind of dip, but so I'm actually just gonna cut up, I don't know how much celery, this much celery, a small handful, plop it in with my cream of corn and medium spice peppers. Some people might find them spicy, but I really genuinely don't find those ones spicy. And I'm just gonna cut my celery like this. That way, I've got some celery sticks that I can dip stuff with, that I can use as like a dipping stick. And in this moment, I think I might just add a little bit more celery to my soup, if you will. I don't want it to be a stew. I was thinking about that. I want it to be a soup. I like my broths on the thin side, even though this isn't like a traditional broth, if you would. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think this would be a broth? I guess we'll see what state it's in when it's done cooking. And I think I'm just getting hungry now. So these I'm going to keep to the side, assuming I don't eat them all, and I'll have some celery sticks to use as like a little dip stick. So, I think I'm just enjoying this celery so much because I haven't had celery in a while. And I don't know about you, but celery and broccoli, I used to eat a lot of this stuff. But these days, I find the celery and the broccoli, they're like white. And the broccoli is typically very yellow and it goes bad. And I find it to be overpriced, and so I just haven't bought any. And so this is really good. And I'm going to keep this over here so I don't eat them all. So I cut my onion in half, and it smells so, so good. And I'm wondering about you. I'm just going to keep this other half in the fridge. I'm going to put it in a container, and I'm going to take the skin off of it. That way it's just motivating to use next time. So you know what? I'm just going to put the whole onion in the soup, right? Let's just do it. Let's go all the way. And and just in case you're wondering, I do like to eat when I cook. It's just part of how I like recalibrate and measure what I'm doing, especially when it comes to spices. Um, but when I'm cooking for other people, I'm mindful to use different spoons. I'm mindful not to put the onion right to my nose like that, just in case you were wondering. And I also don't really care what you think. But I'm just wondering about you when you're in the kitchen cooking, and what are your habits? And are you like me? Can you relate? I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Okay, and I found this knife to chop up the onion, which is a lot better. I'm wondering, do you have a favorite knife that you use? I usually like using a big knife like this, or I like just using a small one. I know the knife blocks come with all these options, but I really just keep it to like 1 or 2 knives. Let me know about you. Oh, and scissors. I really like to use scissors when I can. I was just thinking about when I was in university. When I first moved out, I was 19, and I never knew what I was going to make, but I would just always start chopping up onions and garlic, and sometimes I would pickle the onions and put it in my stir fry, and that was like a real treat. And I remember feeling like, ooh, I'm such a chef extraordinaire doing this kind of stuff. And I'm wondering about you. I'm wondering, who are your cooking heroes? I watched a lot of Yang Can Cook when I was a little kid. I was before the Food Network, and I also really enjoyed Iron Chef when it came out. I really liked Iron Chef, even though it was Japanese style cuisine. I just couldn't get enough of it. And I really enjoy how cooking brings me a lot of presence, because just chopping up the onion, the scent, the way the knife cuts through the onion, the sounds that it makes, those are the things I live for. Life is about the simple things. And I feel like today I'm feeling a bit sensitive, maybe, because I'm getting a lot of really nice comments about cooking with Gina. Even yesterday when I went to Harvey's, I didn't cook, obviously. I just got the takeout. And I really appreciate folks out there encouraging me to keep going, keep doing. But there's been some folks who have also criticized me, basically saying, like, I think they're just trying to be positive, but they're saying like, oh, you should do this, you should do that. And it's like, my intention is not to have a camera crew. My intention is not to, have manicured nails and my hair and makeup done. This is just me, everyday me. There's those videos of me in my house coat. It's just being open, authentic, thankful, honoring those holy instances. That's the oath I've taken. And cooking with Gina, it's about me sharing my vegan journey with you. I haven't been vegan for that long. I'm still figuring it out. And it's mostly just about sharing and connecting. And to me, that's really important, because we're a story species. And just doing something like cooking, chopping up onions, brings back so many memories and stories within myself that, I thought was forgotten. Like, I haven't thought about chopping stuff up in a long time, back when I was in university. And I never really thought about how much I really enjoy just the crunching sound. You know, coming home from the grocery store, it's like coming home with presents, if you will, for my fridge and cupboards. And I feel really thankful. And um, I'm wondering if you can relate. You know, it's all about relating. And anyways, I'm getting hungry. So I'm going to put these onions in my pot, or my wok, I should say. And it smells phenomenal. It looks phenomenal. Part of me wants to transform this into like a dip just for the nachos. But it's going to be a stew, soup. I don't know. But I'm just going to wash my hands, and then I'm going to tackle those red kidney beans. So I was just thinking too, this can here is going to go into the recycling, but a nice size can like this, I tend to keep them just to put pens in or whatever. I think just being a public school teacher for so long, always trying to promote recycling. And then whenever we would actually, like, we would always talk about recycling, but when we actually did the official unit, it was easy in my classroom to identify the things that were recycled, and we would just do so much with cans. So I'm wondering if you can relate. What do you use your cans for? These cans here, I find them handy for like crafts and stuff, but because they're on the tall, skinnier side, they tend to knock over. So I find like the pineapples and the beans come in a nice size. So what do you do with your cans? And of course, I'm guilty of these cans collecting and getting out of control. How about you? So this can opener that I'm using, it's an interesting one because um, I've never had one like this before. It took off the whole entire top. Usually it just kind of pushes down and opens. And so I thought that was interesting. Anyways, if you've never opened up a can of beans before, they don't really look too good when you first open them. There's water mixed in there. And so definitely want to give it a rinse with the strainer. So I'm going to do that now. So I was just thinking about when I taught English in South Korea. I thought it was the weirdest thing, but it was like the best thing ever. You can get popsicle sticks that are made from red kidney beans. And I thought, who wants to eat a red kidney bean popsicle stick? And it's like so tasty. It really, really was tasty. It was totally a game changer for me. And anyways, I'm going to toss a handful. How much? I don't know. This much, a handful in my soup. I want it to be a soup. I don't want it to be a stew, but I don't want it to be like a really thin soup, you know? So I think that's enough. And then for my bean dip, I'm just going to take a little bit. How much? I don't know. Maybe that much. I just want to smash it up with the hummus and just enjoy it like that. So these are going to go in the fridge for another time. And they're pretty tasty. You know, just food appreciation. You might not think about, watching a movie and grabbing a can of kidney beans, but it's good. And for me, I find I'd rather have something that's really more satisfying, um, because you eat less of it and it's better for you. And I don't know if you can relate, but sugary junk foods, I enjoy them. That I feel like it puts like a film around my mouth, like all the inside. It's like a chemical reaction, if you will. And I'm just kind of more sensitive to it these days. It's all part of me being my own observer, if you will. And I'm wondering if you can relate. What things do you notice about you? Do you like those things? Do you not like those things? And then what changes do you do to so that you can be more comfortable, more healthy in your life? Let me know in the comments. And who am I kidding? I'm going to take a little bit more of this. So the time has come. I'm going to turn on the oven or the stove top. And I think it's this one here. I'm going to turn it on high. I'm going to hold off on adding salt and pepper. But something that I will do is add a nice blob of butter. I like to add butter to pretty much everything. Whether I think I need butter or not, I just do it. Lately, when I've been using the butter, it's been out for a while, so it's nice and soft and smooth. But as you can see, it's a bit hard now. It came right out of the fridge here. But that's okay. It's still, I would consider fine, just in case you've never used vegan butter before. So how much butter am I using? I don't know that much. I never know what I'm doing. I'm just doing. How about you? It's like camping. So I'm really liking the wok. And oh, it's turning red here. Nice big element. I'm really excited about this. Again, I'm going to hold off on the salt and pepper. And something that I need to do before I forget is toast the pumpkin seeds and the coconuts flakes. So I'm going to do that right now. So my eyes are always bigger than my stomach. So how much will I add? I don't know, this much. So the intention is to have some so I can sprinkle it in my personal bowl and also possibly add it to my dip. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. And I'm going to put the pumpkin seeds and the coconut flakes. I'm going to bake them separately, just in case one needs to come out sooner than the other. You know what? I don't care. I'm gonna bake them together. I'm gonna bake them together. So I'm just going to open these babies up, and just give me a moment. And it's one less dish to wash. And it's a good thing those celery sticks are over there. Okay, so I found the scissors. And it says sweetened on here, which I like to get unsweetened. And ooh, those smell really good. So how much will I add? I don't know, this much. I feel like I want to put a lot on top of my bowl. Okay, so I'm just thinking I think I'm going to keep the hummus and red bean dip that I make really simple. I don't think I'm going to add anything else to it, at least in this moment. So my soup here is coming to a boil. And in case you're wondering, I made sure that I put my, oh, that smells good. There's your smell. I just want to make sure it's not like a roaring boil before I lower the temperature. And the toaster, I'm still getting used to it. I had to make sure it was on bake. I don't know about you, but whenever I'm roasting anything, doesn't matter if it's seeds, nuts, bread, I always put it on bake. Now, if I'm making actual toast, then I'll just use the actual toaster where you put the bread slices in vertically and they pop up. That's my favorite way. So this here smells phenomenal. I'm really happy that I went with the cream corn. Honestly, wasn't too excited about it, but I was like, come on, Gina, this is cooking with Gina. It's like camping. I should probably turn on the fan. It smells really, really good. So I'm going to reduce it to maybe 8. This is a new stove, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And I wanted to ask, What do you do with seeds nuts? Do you bake it? Do you put it on the broil feature? Do you toast it? If you have a campfire or a wood stove, that would be phenomenal. You know, my family, I was born and raised in Timmins, Ontario, and the mayor, my mom's mom, I don't remember who the stove belonged to, but our stove in my family lineage, I don't know if it still is, but it was actually in the Timmins Museum. It was one of those old school stoves where, you know, you had a fire at the bottom, and then there was no such thing as stovetops, but there was like different compartments, so the heat varied from compartment to compartment. And I mean, that would just be such a gem to have right now, right? Um, if you have a wood stove, it's nice to keep like a bucket of water on it, just to make sure that, you know, the wood in the home doesn't get dried out. But also it's nice to put like some lemon or oranges in there seasonally. And I'm wondering if you can relate. It's just always nice to have something going on in the kitchen, if you will. And cooking brings me a lot of joy, and I'm really thankful for you tuning in. I'm just catching myself in timelessness looking at this. Wow, look at all the beautiful colors. It's so pretty. Look at the green, the yellow. The onions smell so good. Like, my thoughts just loop and loop like that. And I mean, that's the thing, you know, the things that bring us joy, the power is in its simplicity. How can you relate? Love to hear about it in the comments. So for my hummus bean dip, I got my kidney beans here. I have salt and pepper, but since this is roasted garlic, it's already like seasoned up, if you will. So I'm just going to give it a good old mash with the fork. I could use a potato masher, but whatever, I'm not. So I'm just gonna mash away and I'll be right back. So intentionally, I don't want this to be like a bean paste. So I'm gonna stop mashing it for what it's worth. Just wanted to show you where it's at. I'm gonna open up the garlic hummus. It's brand new. And it's a good thing those celery sticks are over there. So how much will I add? I don't know. Doesn't need a stir, but I just feel like I need to stir it. I think I'm just gonna add that much. And I'm not like mashing the beans into it. I'm just mixing it around. And my intention is to dip celery sticks in here and to also spread it on a piece of bread. I could toast the bread, but I just bought it today and I really enjoy fresh bread. I just love bread. So without even trying, it's like defaulting into a paste. So like anything in the kitchen, you don't want to overwork it. Really, really good. It doesn't need any salt, but I'm going to add pepper to it. Ooh. And in case you're wondering, I'm using Kirkland black pepper. And I've got Kirkland sea salt with me as well. So I am excited about this coming together really, really nicely. And I was just having a moment like, is this going to be enough? But it's just for me. It's just for me today. The folks that I live with, They're very much interested in cooking with Gina, but their attitude is, well, what are you making? It depends. Well, I don't know what I'm making, so I guess I can't help you out, you know? And on that note, I will add salt. I think salt didn't really need it, but I just wanted to add it. I like the raw taste of salt, and since I'm not cooking for anyone else, it's nice to have that. Okay, so I'm just gonna tidy up a little bit and I'll be right back. My soup is coming along very, very nicely. And clearly I need to reduce the heat. Okay, this is interesting. It says high and there's high here. So it's like 8642, 8642. So the low is down here. And I actually think I'm going to just remove this from the heat. So there you go. It's on the stewy side instead of the soupy side, whatever. If I wanted to, I could add some water to it. I could add more butter. I could add milk, but I don't care. It's like camping. It is what it is. Oops. The toasted coconut and toasted or roasted, I should say, pumpkin seeds look really good. And intentionally, I like to burn some, and I like some to be not like I like it like this. So it's always intentional with me, and I wonder about you. I'm just putting my plate together, and I don't know where to start. I'm really excited. So lucky me, this loaf of bread, the first slice, it's like a 2-in-1. It's not like the Texas toast. It's just this first slice is like a 2-in-1. That's going to be very nice for my soup. And then this one is going to be for my bean dip. So I'm just going to put some butter on them, and I will be right back. So I just wanted to show you this butter. In previous cookings with Gina, it was like really soft because it was, you know, close to the oven and heat up. But as you can see, it hasn't really been out for that long, maybe half an hour or so. I like a lot of butter, especially on thick pieces like this. So I guess the point I wanted to make is that if you want it to spread nicely, just be patient and leave it out for a little bit. Whoop. So this is going to have my bean dip on it. Oh yeah, looks phenomenal. And then this here, I can just play with putting the nachos in it. I'm also going to just cut this with the good old scissors. And then this here, I think I'm going to cut it in half. And going to put some toasted whatever this is. I'm having a brain fart. I'm distracted by all the wonderful sights and smells. Coconuts, sweetened coconuts with pumpkin seeds. You know, just the colors look really, really great. Now I'll bring it a bit closer for you. Right? And there's my kind of soup. Cream of stew, I don't know. And I'm going to put it in a bowl and get my celery sticks. So I'm just getting a bowl here together. I'm sure I'm going to add salt and pepper to it. Looks like there's going to be some for leftovers. Looks phenomenal, smells phenomenal. I'm going to, just before, oops, I forgot to bring it here with me. Part of me is like, forget the camera, forget cooking with Gina, just dig in. I'm just going to give it a little taste test here, just without salt or pepper. There's a little bit of everything, corn, onion, there's a kidney bean in there. I mean, yeah, red kidney bean. Mmm. Mmm. Oh, so good. It's like way better than I thought. I like the taste of raw salt, so I'm going to put that on. Pepper. Whoa, that's a nice big piece right there, eh? Good. Okay, so oh man, that is good. So I forgot about my nachos. In a positive way, I'm getting overwhelmed. I've got my bread, celery sticks. This turned out to be quite the smorgasbord. Okay, so there you have it. Another tasty, tasty, tasty vegan dish by yours truly, Gina Virginia Casella. And I'm just going to, I just want to take care of some stuff because it's really hot and I'm feeling a bit squashed here. So the time, if you will, has come. So this, it's like picture perfect. But I'm going to taste test it, and then I need to make sure that I take a picture of it, but not before bringing you closer. And pictures and videos, they do not do justice. Do not, do not, do not. I feel like just the colors in itself look really good. Okay, so enough talking. It's time to get in here. So put this on the nacho. Mm, that is very good. Very, very good. All of it came together really nicely. Mm, really good. When it comes close to my mouth, it's like this big whiff of the coconuts come into play, and then as I'm chewing it, um, the roasted pineapple, roasted pumpkin seeds, they come out, and just the different textures. The onion and hot pepper, they're in there. I can't really taste them on their own. The kidney beans, where is one? Okay, there's a couple on this bite. My intention was to just dip the celery stick in the dip. I do have some dip left. Now, just for the sake of Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Really, really good. This here, mm, really, really good. And the bread is really nice and fresh, really nice and fresh. And it's going to be nice because when I'm done my bowl here, I'm just going to take that bread and soak up all the flavor. Mm, it's good and it's good for you, right? I usually don't talk with food in my mouth. That's what cooking with Gina is all about, I guess. And I'm kind of rushed, like chewing the food, but I'm actually a slow eater. I don't know if you can relate. I've always been a slow eater. Um, Wondering about you, wondering if you've ever made anything like this before, if you would try making something like this. Maybe if you don't have red kidney beans, you have a can of chickpeas or mixed beans or something like that. I'm interested. I'm wondering if you have pumpernickel bread at home or rye bread. Just regular bread would do the trick. Um, it's really endless. And if you're not sure what to do with your cream of corn, this is definitely a wonderful alternative. And, I was just thinking about all the big bites that I take. And usually I'm kind of like private about my big bites that I take. So it's just kind of funny reflecting on my own behavior with cooking with Gina. Like you're really getting the real deal, authentic Gina here. Me and my big bites and crumbs on my face, I've noticed in other episodes. But that's what it's all about, being in the kitchen, enjoying food, enjoying each other's company, even if it's a virtual company like this, you watching me on YouTube. And in a past life, one of my many past lives, I was a catfish, and catfish have phenomenal smell, and I'm very sensitive to smell. And that was an interesting connection, but also an interesting connection. Catfish, they always take a bite, always take a big bite more off than they can chew. And a lot of folks who go fishing, they find catfish who are literally choking to death because they've taken a bite of something that's just too freaking big for them to swallow. I love watching Jeremy Wade's River Monsters. That's where I get my catfish information from. The 2 hour catfish special, it's like one of my all time favorite things to watch. And so I'm just resonating with that catfish energy because, you always want to dream big. So it's not just in a literal way, taking a big bite, like more than you can chew. It's like going after your dreams, daring to dream, and foraging your ways, foraging your knowing, working with your subconscious mind, slipping into timelessness. And, this might not really mean anything to you, but to me, especially in these kind of moments, I just feel like it all comes together. And it's one of those moments it's all coming together. And I feel really thankful. So I'm going to wish you a wonderful day. Have a wonderful day. I'm going to take a picture and chow this down. And again, thank you so, so much for watching Cooking with Gina. Cooking brings me a lot of joy. It's something that just comes naturally to me. I'm enjoy these MacGyver ways of knowing in the kitchen. I'm wondering if you can relate. And thank you so much again. My name is Gina Virginia Casella. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube at Gina Virginia Casella. And I would really love for you to join my Facebook group, Present Moment Alchemy. And hopefully I will be done book 5, assuming folks are not chiming in and more pages to write. So I will be sure to let you know when I'm wrapping that up. So, which is soon. So thank you so much again. Take care, and we'll see you next time.